And you know what? I'm going to eat physically too after we get through, amen. Some of you don't know we're having a dinner afterwards. I want you all to stay, please, if you can. If some of you can't, you got to work, go down, get you a plate, take it with you, do what I do. I eat and go on the way, amen. Just go and get you something to eat, please. Now, I believe the youth has got something, so I'm going to
go above and beyond. No matter the hour, the time, or anything that we need, you're always there. Leanne, you as well. We need anything, you can always call on Nick, you know, and we can never thank you enough for always being there for each, not just us kids, for each and every one of us, your whole congregation. You know, we thank you from the bottom of our heart for everything that you guys do, and we love you. Some of the kids has got something that they want to say. We want to do that first. Go on with Michaela.
Okay. First one's for our pastor's wife. It takes a special person to be a pastor's wife, for it's not an easy task or a simple way of life. The phone often rings at dinner time. Vacations are few. With so many needs in our church, there's always lots to do. When people need a helping hand, on you they can depend, for you're always there to do your best to be a faithful friend. This one's for Nick. As I see you standing there behind the pulpit, reading from God's Word, I think back to all those wonderful, blessed sermons from you that I've heard. No, there's no secret why God brought you out. Oh, the many times your joy has made me shout. You see, Pastor, there was a reason that God saved your soul, because He knew that serving Him with all your heart would be your life's goal. No, Pastor, the reason that God reached His hand down and saved you, let there be no doubt. The reason God chose you is because He knows how you would turn out. The reason, Pastor, that you mean so much to me is that when I look at you, it's Jesus that I see.
Amen.
Amen.
You want to go up there or here?
I'll say it from here.
I think she's wanting to record it.
She's beside me.
Nick and Leanne, I just want to thank you for everything you did after my papa's passing. You love you guys a lot, and he's the reason he's in heaven now. So, just want to thank you guys for that, and everything that you've done for me and my family, and all the blessings that you gave to us. Just want to thank you for everything.
Well, first of all, the pastor and then the pastor's wife was actually my mom and dad. Well,
Shocker.
I've lived with him for a long time. I like to say that me and my mom and my dad, we've been trying to search for a church house. We've been praying for it. And we've been having real hard times trying to find a church house, trying to find things that we need for it. We waited for about a year. The first church service that I passed away, it was 2 years ago. Well, not last year, last summer. And we had first church service there, and then we waited about another year, and we got a church right here in West Van area. Well, I'd just like to say that they've been wonderful to us, and when I'm at my house, my dad goes up and prays or something. Sometimes I go over there too and pray with him, and he even knows that I tell him that I want to pray with you, so I want to go over there with him. He lets me pray with him. Come down to my mom, if my mom feels sick. I was very young, so I asked her if I could pray for her. She started to cry, so I prayed for her. And I just like to thank God for my mom and my dad to be my pastor.
Amen.
Always brings
be a pastor without congregation.
Amen.
And
Mommy, my legs are hurting me.
to be a good pastor, he has to have a good congregation.
My legs are hurting me.
And for a pastor to succeed, first and foremost, it takes God.
Amen.
And it takes a praying congregation. See, you all
It's not fair. It was hurting
show me
me.
appreciation
No, it hurt
when
me.
it's not just me. It's each and every one of you all. Each and every one.
How about you play that with me?
You all helped me to be what I am today.
Just pull it.
Uh,
Just pull it.
you know, I thank God. God has brought me and me a long way. I'll never forget when some of you are not going to believe it, but it's the truth.
Right on.
I used to be a shy person. Very shy.
Just right on.
I was very, very shy at a young age.
Right on it.
I wouldn't sing in front of nobody.
Just right on the eyeball.
Am I not? Where's Mom at? Am I not?
Yeah, you're shy. You grew up.
Very, very. Yeah. But, you know, I remember when I first sang in the church, and it was one of the scariest things I ever done. Playing music from the church,
How about you play
one of the scariest things I ever done. When God called me to preach, I thought I was going to die. That was all easy compared to when he called me a pastor. So there's no way. How in the
I
world
win.
can you call me a pastor? You know, God, you got this much out of me. Can't we just call this good? Me, your call, your chosen. And, you know, I've said before, God, there's people that's more qualified than I am. Got more experience. I'll never forget, I had to preach in front of some well-known pastors. And very good pastors. Not long ago, I had to preach a funeral. Brother Tom. I see some pastors that were well-known that I always looked up to, and they're sitting back there, my knees are knocking. I said, God, you need help. These men are by far more qualified than I am. I'll never forget what God said. The only reason they're qualified is because I preach through them. I'm the same one that preached through you.
Amen.
They have nothing no more than what you have. All it takes is having me. And I remember being down there, everybody gathered in the funeral home, and I was crying and praying. I said, God, I need you. And boy, the Lord showed up at that service. We actually had church, I believe. But I thank God that in every step of the way, ups and downs, hard times, good times, He's always been there. Of all the jobs I've ever had, police officer, all these different jobs, dangerous jobs, I had jobs I've worked 36 hours straight, pull over 100 hours a week. None of it compares to being as hard to being a pastor. But I'll say this, I love it more than anything I've ever done in my life. And if I couldn't pastor, I have no need to be in here at this earth. I know that's what God's called me to do. I love it with all my heart. Yeah, it's hard. But boy, it's so much fun when you see someone come to know the Lord.
Amen.
Or when you see someone that gets closer to God. All the hard work, sleepless nights, believe it or not, missed meals, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. It's like Pat.
That's the Lord. Better felt than home. Never get cold.
In the end,
I better go.
we make it to heaven. Pat ain't gonna come around to me saying, Pastor Nick, brother.
Amen.
See, it's all worth it. You can't be a pastor without some mighty fine people. Many times, this pastor's hit his knees and fell on his face. Many times, this pastor's, Lord, there ain't no more fight left in me. Then this stubborn congregation has to lift up the pastor before the Lord and pray.
Amen.
And he gives me that drive, that strength to go on. So what I say is, it's not Pastor Appreciation Day, nor be a congregation appreciation day. I appreciate each and every one of you all very, very, very much. Some of you all I've known for quite some time. Some of you all have been there with me through the hard times and a lot of tears being shed. Got a good wife, a good family, a good congregation, and an awesome God.
Amen.
What more could a man ask? I love each and every one.
We would fill our hands with all the wonderful things you give us. Then we lift them up and give them back to you. Everything I have, everything I am, everything I'll be, everything I'll be. I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord. And do it thankfully, thankfully. Every song I sing, every praise I bring, everything I do is a gift to Everything I have, everything I have, all you've given me, all you've given me. I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord. And do it thankfully, thankfully. Every song I sing, every praise I bring, everything I do is a gift to you. Everything I am, everything I am, everything I'll be, everything I do, I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord, and do it thankfully, thankfully. Every song I sing, every praise I bring, everything I do is a gift to
Lifts up praises before the Lord.
Amen.
You know, we should be like that. That's exactly how we should be. Amen. Being asked to sing this song. Light of the world, you stepped out into darkness. You opened my eyes and you let me see beauty that made this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. So here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely. You're altogether worthy. Altogether wonderful to me. Lord, here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely. You're altogether worthy. Altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, oh so highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly came to the earth you created, all for the sake became poor. So here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely. You're altogether worthy. Altogether wonderful to me. No, I'll never know how much it costs to see my sins upon that cross. No, I'll never know how much it costs to see my sins upon that cross. So here I am to work. Could you sing it, church? Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely. You're altogether worthy. Altogether wonderful to me. Lord, here I still blessed. And no matter what you go through, you're not going through it alone.
Amen.
God is there,
Yes, He is.
and He's watching over you. You're going through it for a reason. You're not walking there with empty hands. But there's a mighty hand that's got a hold of yours.
Oh, yeah.
And He's leading you through it. He's telling you to watch your step here. Watch your step there. Let me pick you up and set you over here. But thank God that He loves His children. I'm truly blessed. Could you help me sing? All that He does, all of His mercy, and all of His love, is the pit of a rider, tried every day, not even this world ever contain just how I've been blessed. Are you blessed, church? The warmth in the winter, the flowers in spring, the laughter of summer, the changing of leaves. I've got food on my table and a good place to sleep. I've got clothes on my back and shoes on my feet. I have been No way I could count them. There's not enough time. So I'll just thank him for being so kind. My God is good. So good. Oh, my God is good. So good. My God, you are good. So wonder how I made it through the storm. I can't boast of any special power. There's no secret, I just held on. I held on till the storm was over. I don't claim to be a hero. I don't have all the answers, and I held on till the storm was over. Not because know what? I want you to stretch forth your hand out like you're grabbing a hold of the Lord's. Just hold on till this storm is soon going to be over. You know what? You don't claim to be a hero, and you know you don't have all the answers. But just look up to that mighty hand and say, Lord, I'm holding on till the storm is over. It's not because I'm good. It's not because I'm great. It's not because I'm strong. Do you feel the Lord, church? Then just hold on till the storm is going to be over. I don't claim to be a hero, Lord. Oh, I don't have all the answers, but I'm holding on till the storm is over. It's not because I'm good, not because I'm great, not because I'm strong. So just hold on. Just like the woman with the issue of blood, Lord, she reached out and grabbed your garment, God. I'm holding on. Oh, holding on. When Peter began to sink, Lord, he called out and he held on. I'm holding on till that storm is over. I don't claim to be a hero. I don't have all the answers. I held on till the storm is over. Not because I'm good, not because I'm great, not because I'm strong. Church, I want you to reach out and say, I'm holding on. You know, this altar's here for a reason.
Amen.
You know, it was to see these little kids getting up here and getting to the altar. That's an example
Amen.
for you adults that know what you do. Even the little kids know where their answer's at.
Yes.
Even the little kids knows their joy's not in the toys. It's not in the iPads. It's in the Lord Himself.
Amen.
And they come to the altar. How many feels the anointing in here today?
Amen.
like the first time, the last time I cared him for all these years. Oh, but now I know the reason why you gave your life up. You gave it for me. You can take away my pain, my guilt and my shame. You're here to set me free. I can feel the anointing in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment.
when you don't even have a dime. He's not good just once in a while. No, he's good all the time. He's the one you call in the middle of the night when your body moans with pain. How many's ever been there? Don't worry
back in November, 21st of November 2014. So, I'm actually going to sing it for the Lord, but my mom likes this song and I hardly ever sing it, so I'm going to sing it for the Lord and Mom. God told Joshua, 7 times you must march around, and on the 7th time with a great shout the walls come tumbling down. So Joshua obeyed his God as he had before. Then as he marched around the 7th time, he let out a lion's roar. Well, the Lion of Judah's in me, and I have nothing to fear. Satan, if you know what's best for you, you get right on out of here. But you just don't seem to listen. You want to come back for more. So now you're going to hear our war cry. You're going to hear the lion's roar. This world is like a jungle. Danger lurks around. Sin's running rampant and peace is seldom found. Satan is a wild animal and hunting is his game. Well, devil, I've got news for you. Here's a lie that you can't tame. Well, the Lion of Judah's in me, and I have nothing to fear. Satan, if you know what's best for you, you'll get right on out of here. But you just don't seem to listen. You want to come back for more. So now you're going to hear our war cry. You're going to hear the lion's roar. Then at a place called Calvary, the Lord hung upon the cross. As he hung and he bled and died, it seemed all hope was lost. Satan thought he had a victory, he thought he had won the war. But on the 3rd day in a borrowed tomb, where rose a great lion's roar. And the Lion of Judah is in me, and I have nothing to fear. Satan, if you know what's best for you, you'll get right on out of here. But you just don't seem to listen. Children's Church. Give the rest of you time. Got your Bibles with you. I know I preached in Exodus last week, but guess what? For some reason I'm preaching in Exodus again this week. So, turn to Exodus chapter 14. Exodus chapter 14. So everybody's having a good time in the Lord, amen?
Amen.
Tell you what, the Lord showed up, amen?
Yes, He did.
Ain't God good?
Amen.
All the time. If you ain't got that by now, you will have before you leave here, I promise. Exodus chapter 14, start at verse 11. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which He will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. And behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will give me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and of the camp of Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared. And the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots, and the horsemen, and all the hosts of Pharaoh. And that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. What a story. So now if we look at what we just read, God had done so many things for the children of Israel. So many miracles, if you go and read in this book, that God had done to show Pharaoh, hey, these are my people, and I am their God. But it always puzzled me, why would God harden the heart of Pharaoh? Even though he was doing all of these miracles, it says in the Word that God hardened the heart of Pharaoh so that he would not give in at that particular point in time. Because God wants to eliminate your enemies. He wants to eliminate them for good. See, we read and I look at how that everything had happened with the children of Israel. God had done so many great things for them. But see, if I was going to title a message, He didn't bring me this far to leave me now. God didn't bring me here, Sister Carrie, to leave me. Sister Daniel, God didn't bring you here to leave you now. You know what, Brother Bob? You've come too far to turn back now.
Amen.
You know something, brother? You didn't make it this far on your own. God brought me here, so God's going to take me all the way through. You know the way that I read, God don't do a halfway job. I don't serve a halfway God. How many knows that you serve a God that is more than able to do all things? Amen. But see, here we read, you know, today it seems like people want to do so many great things for the Lord, but yet they quit before it's time, amen. They want to give up when the going gets hard. When it gets rough, they want to give up. Well, guess what? The people that needs help are the people that's in the rough spots. They're the people that's in the hard places, and it's up to us to get out there into the hard places and witness to the people and help bring them in, amen. We want to think that God wants to place us to a place to where that everything's going good, everything's fine and dandy, everything smells like a bed of roses, everything's handed to you on a silver platter. Well, guess what? The people that are suffering ain't got nothing. All they got is their drugs, all they got is their alcohol, all they got is their problems, and you need to get in there and you need to show them they've got something that's a lot more than what they live in. God didn't bring you this far for drugs to take you out. God didn't bring you this far for your alcohol to take you out. God's got a reason for you. He's got a purpose for you. And it's time we stand up and we say, I can't clean myself up, but I know somebody who can clean me up. He didn't bring me this far to leave me. I've got something to do, and I'm going to do it, amen. Some of us are sitting here today and we've got it in our heads, well, I wonder what God's got for me. Why in the world am I alive today? Well, I want to ask you a question. Have you prayed and you asked Him yet? Don't ask you, Pastor. Guess what? I'm not God. I'm Nick. I'm a hillbilly. I don't know much, but one thing that I know that's more important than anything, I know the great I am. I know that Jesus is my Savior, and I do know the answer to everything. It's Him, amen. He didn't bring me this far. Feed me to the wolves.
Amen.
You know what? So what about the test results? I've had so many of them say, we don't even know how you moved your shoulder. I want to tell you how. God didn't bring me this far. They said, how you doing that? Ask Him. He didn't bring me this far to leave me now. I'll never forget, through all the weightlifting and everything, it demolished the shoulder and they couldn't do much with it. And they said, I do more now than what they could do. Still lift, didn't slow me down none. And they wonder, how in the world you shouldn't even be able to move your shoulder. I want to tell you something. In Philippians 4 and 13, it says, I can do. It says, I can do. It says, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. These arms don't belong to me. They belong to God. I told God, Lord, you know what the doctors are saying, but God, you didn't call me to do a work and not be able to do it. Lord, as long as you'll give me strength, I'll preach your word. As long as you give me strength, I'll play the music for you. As long as you give me strength, I'll not lift up one arm, but both arms, and I'll praise you because they belong to you. He didn't bring me this far to leave me. Oh, I'll never forget that song. I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe He brought me this far to leave me.
Amen.
See? Woo! I'm feeling the Lord.
Amen.
There was a woman, a little frail woman. She about gave up. Sister Brenda, I know you've been in that situation. You about gave up. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's just my time for this big thing called cancer to take me out. Maybe it's just my time. Maybe it's the Lord's will that this thing take me out. But the Bible says that there was a little frail woman that she spent all that she had. Thanks be to God that she didn't give up. She said, if I can just touch the hem of his garment, if I can just touch the hem of his, I know I can make whole. And I like to picture, amen, all of these big men standing around. And there was such a crowd around Jesus. And this little frail old woman didn't have strength for nothing. She couldn't have fought off one, let alone a multitude of people. But she done the greatest thing she could ever do. She got down on her hands and knees, I believe. I believe she got down where she needed to be. Let the Lord be up and you come down a little bit. And I believe she began to crawl. And see, all of these men were standing. We're always looking here for the Lord when you need to get down if you want to find God. You need to get yourself off your high horse if you want to find God. You need to realize you're down here and He is up there. You're not to be lifted up, but He's to be lifted up. And this woman got down and she began to crawl. And I just picture how that she reached out, Brother Ken, and she touched the hem of his garment. She said, if I could just squeeze in, if I could just give me just a little bit of room, that's all I need. For a little bit of faith, it just takes a little bit of room. If I could just reach in, and I believe that she reached, and she touched the hem of his garment. And Jesus said, "Whoa,
Amen.
who touched me?" One of the men said, "Lord, look around you. Look at all these people. Who's not touching you? Everybody's touching." No, there's all kinds of people touching me, but they ain't touching me. Somebody touched me. I believe this morning there's some people that reached out and they really touched. See, Jesus said, I felt the virtue. See, when you reach out and say, God, I know you didn't bring me this far. I don't care what the medical people say. I don't care, God, what their technology says. I don't care what their test results say. I don't care what the situation may look like. God, I know what your word says. You're all I've got to stand on. God, you called me. It wasn't my mama, Lord, that formed me. It wasn't my daddy that formed me. God, you knew me before I was. God, you've got a plan for me. You didn't bring me here to leave me now. Said it was me, Lord. She was scared. She was scared. See, she knew. I didn't come here for nothing. See, some of you all, I hope all of you come here. I didn't come here for nothing. And I hope it wasn't for the food downstairs, although I'm looking forward to it. It takes the Lord to be able to preach smelling that stuff. But she said, I didn't come this far to go back with my sickness. I'll tell you what she did. She come to get an answer from the Lord. Lord, if you want to heal me, you heal me. If not, so be it, but I need to hear it from you. Not from a doctor. I'm sick and tired of hearing it from other people. God, I need to hear it from you. I've spent every last dime I have. Lord, I don't have nothing left to give but my heart. Guess what? That's all God wants. He don't want your money. He don't want your fame. He don't want all He wants is your heart. You give Him your heart, and I promise you, you're on the right track.
Amen.
Amen.
But He said, woman, thy faith has made thee whole. See, success is based upon people that don't give up. Success is based on people who see a good opportunity in the midst of a bad situation. Abraham Lincoln, known as one of the most greatest presidents in the world. Some of y'all don't know, he lost several of his children before the age of 18. Some of y'all may not know, he lost the race in 8 states. And guess what? He also had a bad marriage. Awful bad odds, ain't it? But yet, I know what I'm to do. I'm not going to let that stop me. I don't care if you're having a spat with your husband or your wife. I'm sorry if you lose your children. My condolences to you. I'm sorry if you're not popular. But you know what? You still have a job to do. You've got something that God's called you to do. And you've got to do it.
Amen.
You've got to go on for the Lord. You've got to push forward. Though your troubles may be many, keep on going. There's a song that says, I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain. I must hold to God, unchanging hand. There's a part that says, this old race, my child, will soon be over, and there won't be no more race for me to run. But I've got to stand before God's throne. All my heartache, it will be gone when I hear my Savior say, welcome home. See, we're going up one day.
Amen.
We're going up one day. So many people quit before it's time. So right when you're getting ready to get your blessing, right when you're getting ready to get your breakthrough, it seems like people want to quit. You know, I could read over in Genesis, amen, where it talks about Lot and his wife. See, she did not die from all of the fire coming down. God had actually delivered her from that scene, but the woman had to look back. For some reason, she wanted to hold on to the things of the world, and she turned into a pillar. She quit before her blessing, amen. You can't give up. You can't give up. See, you're not going at it alone. I believe it's in Proverbs, I think chapter 18, verse 24, that it says that there's one that sticketh closer than a brother, amen. He's going to be there. He's not going to leave you. He's not going to forsake you. Jesus, I said, come on. You can do this. Why do you think you have the calling that you have? The devil didn't give it to you. I promise you. So where'd it come from? Guess what? You can't give it to yourself. So it had to come from who? Are you doing it? If God gave you a calling, you're to do it.
Amen.
I read in the Bible about a man that was given a talent. The others have been given talents, but this one, he sat on his talent. He actually went and buried it.
Yes, you did.
Like some of us today. We're quitting. I can't get up there and sing. Well, ain't no way. I'd run everybody off. They'd hit the altar. Yeah, maybe they'd be praying, Lord, make you quit, but come on, sing. If God told you, you go. If God didn't tell you, don't go. If God said for you to preach, if God said for you to teach, if God said for you to testify, I can't do that, I'm too shy. Listen, you're overcome by your testimony. You're quitting way before you know what? Your blessing is right there. You could reach out and grab it. Why quit now? Even though today may look bad, your joy cometh in the morning.
Amen.
Your joy is coming in the morning. You know, I thank God that my God don't just see me through, Brother Joe, just today, but He sees me through each and every day. I got news for the devil. If he wants the rest, he's going to have to do it when I leave this world, because I ain't giving him. I terrorize everybody, I'm going to terrorize him too, amen. The way I look at it, the problems he's given me, that's one you can get back at. There's one you can get back at. If you want to get back at somebody, why don't you get back at the devil?
Amen.
Well, Nick, how do I do that? Well, first of all, you need to get on your knees with your hands folded and begin to pray. First thing you need to do is give God praise.
Amen.
You need to give Him glory. See, God deserves all praise.
Amen.
There was a man that had so much drive that he refused to quit. Some of us know him. I doubt anybody in here has met him. But this man had a Social Security check, $105. He took it trying to sell his recipe. He went to so many places trying to sell his recipe. Went to over 200 restaurants before somebody bought his recipe. All of them kept turning him down. And finally somebody decided to buy it because he wouldn't give up. We know him as Colonel Sanders. Some of y'all don't know him. Kentucky Fried Chicken. All because a man wouldn't give up. All because of a man, trust me, I know food. A man that won't give up. A man that said, no, wait a minute, you turn me down, I'll go to the next one. 199 later, you turn me down, I'll go to little Miss 200. Hey, listen, you want my recipe. I'm telling you right now, if you don't get it, somebody else will get it. The next person won't get it, so you're going to be missing out. You better get it. That's when you need to go to somebody and say, listen, have you heard about Jesus? I don't want to hear about Jesus. Well, all right, and you know what? You don't want to hear about him? I'm going to go to this next person. I'm going to hear about Jesus. And you're going to do it without. How do you do it, buddy? Hey, how you doing, son? Hey, let me tell you about Jesus. I don't want to hear, you know what? You heard about him just now, but I'm going to this next person. Hey, let me tell you about Jesus. Let me tell you what he done for me. Let me tell you how he saved my soul. Let me tell you how that he healed me. Let me tell you what he done for me when nobody else was around. Let me tell you about a man that hung on the cross before I was ever born and said, I've got to live it for him. I've got to take the stripes for his head. I've got to save his soul. Somebody is going to hear about Jesus. I'll never forget. We've all got these scammers that calls you cell phones. Well, there was one that called my phone. And man, I was busy. And they kept calling me all day long. Finally, they called again. Hello? I said, yeah. Something, I can't remember what it was. Warranty off your car, or wanted to tap into my computer, had a virus or something like that, or I don't know, or I want a cruise or something. I don't know. I said, you know what? Why don't you get saved? Click! Well, that burned me up. I looked that number up and I done it back. Hello? I don't know which one of you all was and hung up on me, but somebody's going to hear about Jesus. Click! I said, listen, you all aggravated me all day, and you know what you've done? You have upset a preacher. You're going to hear about Jesus. I promise you I will not quit. Somebody's going to hear about the Lord. He said, what can we do for you? I want somebody to shut up and let me do some talking about Jesus.
Amen.
I said, do you know Jesus? Hold on, and they gave me to somebody else. Now this poor woman, God loved her heart, but I was going to tell somebody about Jesus. Hello? Man, I don't know who he was and hung up on me and gave you to me. You get to hear about Jesus. Excuse me? I said, Jesus. Do you know Jesus? Yeah, I know him. Well, do you know him as your Savior? Well, I said, listen, man. It's like this. You're living in sin. You're out here trying to calm people. Are you married? Do you have children? You know there's a better life to live. Why don't you know the Lord? I said, listen, you know what? This is even going to sound crazy to you. God don't agree with what you're doing, but he understands why you're doing it. Why don't you just have a little talk with him for a little bit and let him change your life? Would you like to know him? I do know him. I thought the woman was going to get saved. She said, well, I need to go. I'm going to talk to you about Jesus or I'm going to call back. You done made me mad. You don't make a preacher mad. You're going to hear the word, honey. If I knew where you're at, I'd come to you. I'm telling you, you better just let me talk to you. She said, because they knew I was going to call them. And I told them about Jesus. I don't think I've ever heard from them since. I've heard from a different tribe. But not that number. Somebody heard about the Lord.
Amen.
Yeah. You know what? I can hear him now. We're not going to bother him. Put him on do not call list. home, you not have that problem. If everything, if I didn't get to them, I'd have laid hands on them and known them the door. But somebody is going to know them.
Amen.
See, that's the problem. Too often we want to just hang up. And they keep calling back. Well, I'll fix that. Praise the Lord, brother. Let me tell you about Jesus before you try to take my money. Click. Why do you think that God calls you here? It's to witness.
Amen.
It's to lift up the name of God.
Amen.
It's to stand bold and say, I'm nothing but I know in whom I serve. I know where I stand with God, and I know what He called me to do. Though it may look bad, I'm going to stand there and I'm going to praise God. Though the whole world's going to be against me, I'm going to stand and praise God. David said it best, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Thy rod and Thy staff, they comfort me. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Surely good. Woo! Hallelujah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You heard about Jesus? I done heard it. Well, let me tell you again. See, we quit way before it's time to quit. So many times church services end when somebody's getting ready to hit the altar. So many times the singer refuses to sing that last song when that's the very song that somebody that's going through a hard time needs to hear. So many times somebody holds back in not saying their testimony when somebody else needs to hear that very thing that would bring them out of what they're going through. We stop and we knock ourselves, we knock somebody else out of a blessing. Why do you think you're placed where you're at? To witness to other people. Why do you think that you get in the mix? It seems like I've heard all these people. Why is it that all these things I never did go through none of this when I was out in sin? I've heard that so many times. You want me to tell you something? It's one reason because you never even paid attention to what you was doing. Some of us probably wasn't even to our right minds. Wasn't even sober enough to figure out what we was doing. You were still getting involved. Maybe not as hard as you are now. But that was because then you was on the devil's side. Well, guess what? Now you're on the winning side.
Amen.
Thank God that you have the winning side.
Amen.
See, Lazarus' sister said, Lord, there ain't no need. Now, I'm paraphrasing. I'm talking hillbilly talk. There ain't no need for you to come over to my brother's grave. There's no need. He's done been dead 4 days. Lord, if you would have come when we told you to, when we asked you to come, my brother would have been alive. I can hear Jesus now. I didn't come this far to turn back. I made this journey. Somebody's raising from the dead.
Amen.
I thank God that on May the 8th, 1992, somebody rose from the dead. I rose from the dead when I hit the altar.
Amen.
The Lord called out my name.
Amen.
And it wasn't Lazarus to come forth. Nick, come forth. I'll never forget, I jumped out of it. Actually, I wasn't even sitting, I was standing. I was standing holding my cousin. I don't know if I handed her through or what it was, but I know she had to go, I had to get. I needed to go to the altar. I couldn't have no excess baggage. I couldn't have nothing to hold me back. There was nothing to hold me down. I needed to get to that altar. See, I could have quit. No, I've got Melissa in my arms. I need to hold her. You know, she's the best. No, I needed to go. See, if I'd have quit, I may not be saved today. Might not even be alive. Who knows? That might have been my last chance. But God knocked on my heart. He called my name.
Amen.
He called my name. He knows my name. He knows your name. breath that I take. He knows your name.
Amen.
Every move that I make. He knows every tear that you cry. He knows your name.
Oh, yes.
When you're overwhelmed by all the pain. So many times you can't see the light of day. But somewhere deep inside, you know that things will be just fine.
Oh, yes.
Because God knows your
Oh,
name.
yes.
See, He knows your name.
Amen.
Is your name written in the Lamb's Book of Life?
Yeah.
Well, Nick, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you how you can find out for sure. Repeat.
Amen.
Come to an altar. And when you're praying, the Lord is around.
Amen.
While you're praying, He's writing your name.
Yes.
Lamb's Book of Life. Big letters. N. I. C. K. Big letters. Sharon. S. H. A. He's writing your name. See, you're coming to the altar. You're crying with tears. And your name is being wrote with blood.
Yes.
You remember what I preached on last week? The blood. It still shines. Even in the darkest hour,
Yes, it
it still lights up. How many times has anybody in here ever felt like giving up? And then all of a sudden, God would come through. It seems like everything, when your hardest times, you was just ready, well, that's it, I'm done. I can't do it. I can't do it no more. Then all of a sudden, the breakthrough, and you go, man, I didn't see that coming. Neither did Daniel. 21 days the man prayed, the Bible says. Some of us can't pray for 10 minutes.
Amen.
If I stepped on your toes, stick the other man, I'll do it too. Because it's the truth. Can't pray for 10 minutes. Well, Nick, I can't get down on my knees. You don't have to get on your knees to pray.
Nope.
I've prayed standing up, laying down, on my face, off my face, on my knees, up in the air. I've prayed so many different ways. I don't know if there's any other way you can pray but upside down. As long as you call out to God. I've prayed moving my mouth and not moving my mouth. Anytime you cry out to God, you're praying. Daniel prayed for 21 days. And he felt like that God hadn't heard him. Felt like that God just ain't listening to him. But Daniel kept praying. I know I like songs, but Daniel had prayed. Oh, Daniel bowed down his head and he prayed, but no answer came. For 21 days, he thought that God had not heard his servant's prayer. But an angel was sent from God that same day. But the prince of the darkness stood in his way. The angel overthrew him. I can hear Daniel say, there's power in prayer. How many knows there's power in prayer?
Amen.
There's power in prayer. If you believe, He's standing right there for you to receive.
Oh, yes.
For all the problems you face, He's all that you need. There's power in prayer. He's the God that can't fail when friends let you down.
Amen.
So cast all your cares on Him, because I found He can take a heartache and turn it around. There's power in prayer.
Oh, yes.
Brother Joe, this is my favorite verse. And I know some of you all can relate to this. Now, I've prayed and prayed, but no answer came. How many's been there?
Amen.
My days turned to weeks, and my grief turned to pain. And I cried, oh Lord, it seems that you haven't heard my prayer. I love this part. Oh, but God said I heard
Oh,
the
yes.
first time you called. But Satan tried to block your answer and stall. Reinforcements have been made. Satan has to withdraw, because there's power in prayer. Give God a hand. Give God a hand. big ugly giant named Goliath? What if the 3 Hebrew children would have gave in when they seen that fiery furnace? They had never got to meet that 4th man. Man, I could preach on that. What if you were to quit right now? When I got saved, there was a song being played. Though the mountain is high, it's not too steep. Though the valley is rough, it is not too deep. No, I won't turn back. No, no, I won't turn back. See, we quit way before our time. Over in Philippians 1:6 it says this, being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. Church, I'm getting ready to come to a close. I know I'm speaking, I know I'm preaching to some people. Many of the people in here have been wanting to quit for such a long time. Been wanting to give up. Maybe your children ain't listening to you. Maybe things ain't going your way. Maybe your bills are more than your paycheck. Maybe you're having problems at home. Maybe the doctor's not giving you the good news. You're just ready to throw your hands up. Maybe you've heard all of that, and you're just ready to give up. Why me, Lord? Why? Why is it happening to me? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Why is it happening to me, God? Why is it happening to me? What if Paul and Silas had gave up while they were locked in the prison and they never lifted up their hands and began to praise God? They would have never been released, and there would have never been another soul saved at that prison. See, if you give up right now, that very person that's watching you, that's seeing if you got the goods or not, because they're needing to see something different than what they've been seeing, if you give up, they give up. I know that's wrong, but I'm still holding on.
Yes.
Lord, I'll never let you go. You gave me a smile, touched my heart, touched my soul. See, and those bridges that's behind me, Lord, I burned them to the ground. I'm still holding on to the best thing I ever found.
Amen.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Question is, are you going to push forward? Are you going to press on? If Rocky would have quit, he would have never won in the end. He lost most of the rounds. But how he won, Brother Greg, because he didn't quit.
Amen.
We all got some kids. They just don't know me. They're always doing this. All the time. I say, shut up. Be quiet. Be quiet. That's your son. They're persistent.
Yes.
Why can't we be persistent?
Amen.
I'm going to open up the altar. I'm going to give an altar. What I want to do, I want to ask some people. I'm not even going to call names. No, I was going to. I'm not. Well, mine's a little. Some people that I'd like to have up here to stand to help pray for people. I want to say this. No, you don't have to go to this church a long time. I'm talking about some people that believe. Some people that know how to pray. I'm talking about some people that care and that have the Lord. Some people that know that God can move. As I open up the altar, if This church has some of those people. I'd like for you to come up front. And I'd like for you to stand. Say, hey, I'm willing to pray for you. You come up. I want to get a song here together.
100 miles.
So I'm asking,
She is trying.
if you've been going through all these tough times and you're ready to give up, you seem like that. You know what? I just can't do it no more, Lord. Maybe this is what you want. Maybe you're just not wanting to use me no more. Maybe this is how this is going to end. God, nobody listens to me. Lord, I feel like that you don't even hear me when I pray. Look at all these people. And I want to tell you something, church. Each one of these people has felt the same way. Each one of these people has felt that there was nobody to call on, that nobody to care. And you know what? Because somebody wouldn't give up. Somebody was through. These people found out that there was somebody that loved them. I'm speaking to somebody. You're sitting back here and you've been tugged at your heart, knowing that you ain't been living the way you need to be living. You've not been serving God the way that you need to. I'm asking you to come. I know that God is dealing with me. God has shown me, and you know. What are you waiting for? There's a reason to serve God. There's a reason for you to live. You are worth something when you come. There's people getting prayer right here. What do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? Would you like to have it all? You got to taste and see a little bit. You got to taste a little bit of God's goodness today. Wouldn't you like to have it all? Look at what you could leave behind. All of the trouble, all the worry, all the stress, all the heartache. All you got to do is give it to God. I'm asking you to come. Church, we're in the saving business. I can't save you. This church can't save you. But Jesus can save you. And He's here. He's right here at this altar. I'm asking you right now. We're not here to judge you. I'm not interested in your sins. I'm not interested in what you have done. What I'm interested in, do you want the Lord in your heart? See, that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference. We've got several people up here praying. I'm going to ask the ones in the back here. If you close your eyes and bow your heads. As these people are up here praying, the ones up here, you guys can look. I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you. To who? To you. You know who you are. Yes, I'm speaking to you. It's not Nick's voice that's talking to you, but it's the Lord. Do I know you? No. I don't know what you've done. But God does. And yet He's tugging on your heart right now. Yes, I'm talking to you. God loves you. God loves you. Are you tired of feeling worthless? Why don't you give God a chance? You're not here for no reason. You're not here because you got invited. You're not here because that you just wanted to come for dinner. That's not why you're here. See, God's got you here for a reason. God's got you here because He's talking to you. Now I want to ask you this. soul is too important. I will fight for you. For each and every one of you. I will fight for you. But there's one who died for you. There's one who fights for you every day. And he's calling you right now. If you leave this world right now, where would you go? Would you leave your kids behind? Your kids not have a chance. Your kids not have a chance to get to go to heaven to be with their mommy and daddy. Would you leave this world and your wife not have a chance to go see you in heaven? Would you leave this world and your husband not get to go and see you in heaven? You have a chance. So I'm asking you, if there's one, would you come, please? There's no reason to leave here in the same shape as what you did when you come through those doors. There's a God who loves you. There's a Savior who died for you. There's a man that hung up on the cross that's up here at this altar with outstretched arms. And he's asking you these very words, would you come? I'm asking you right now. Is every head's bowed and eyes closed? Now this won't save you. But if you know you need the Lord, if you'll raise your hand and you'll slip it back down, I'm not going to tell nobody who you are. All that's doing is letting me know I need to pray for you. When I bless that hand. If you just raise your hand and slip it back down, I'll remember you. Bless that hand, bless that hand. Church, we've had 3 hands go up. Will there be another?
Call
Lord, maybe she wouldn't be so hurt. I ask you to give this baby the peace that they seek from you, Lord. Father, that you would help them and that you would show them so much love. That you would strengthen them, God, and guide and direct their footsteps as they go through this life without them, God. I pray, God, that you would be in the broken heart, that you would help this family to draw tightly in and serve you with all our hearts. In Jesus' name we ask you, Lord. And Father, there's those that raise their hands. God, that need you. Lord, I can't save them. I can't grant them to the altar. But God, I know the time is running out. I know, God, that one day we're going to leave this world just as fast. It pays to be ready. I ask you, God, to speak to their hearts, to have mercy. I pray, God, that you would speak to them and say the right thing. Help me, God, to do the right thing.